We'll be looking at this Comfort Emerson issue, and trust me, this is one issue that everybody has an opinion. If you are a Nigerian and you are conversant with the Nigerian system, definitely you would have an opinion on the matter, whether Comfort Emerson is right, whether it is Ibom Air, whether K1 the ultimate ought to be prosecuted, whether Adams Oshiomole should be in jail by now. Everybody apparently have something to offer as regards this particular issue. A lot has been said, a lot have been done. So we'll be looking at what have been said and what is left unsaid. So we'll be saying that have been left unsaid by the people that should be saying it, and we'll be looking at what has been done and what we'll be looking at what have been done and also what have been left undone. So it's like in two ways. I think I should break it down in two or three different parts. First, the issue which everybody has an opinion about. Number two is the Comfort Emerson versus Ibom Air. Then that of K1 the ultimate. Another related issue is that of Adams Oshiomole, the senator representing Edo State. Then we'll be looking at that, and also we'll be now be doing some permutation and combination as regards what have been said, because a lot have been said, a lot have been done. So what have been said, we'll look at it. What is left unsaid and should be and should be said, we'll say it on this platform. And also what have been done, we'll look at it, and what have been left undone but should be done, we would also look at that on this episode of Politics with Joshua Plug, Dr. Omosholade. And Musa Hussein is saying, shout out to you, Musa. Please help me confirm audio check. Is am I audible? Is everything loud and clear at your end? So somebody should please respond. Audio check. Then this is one program that I would like to hear from you. And by the time I start, if you have something to say or you have a contribution, just put it in the comment section that, oh, I want to contribute. Then I would kind of like call how you can dial in, and we would like to hear from you. So this is one thing that I believe that everybody has an opinion. So far you are a Nigerian, so far you are conversant, particularly if you are a frequent traveler or you've passed through the Nigerian airport before. And I will be telling you some things that are unique and at the same time strange, and at the same time, absurd or abysmal as regards the Nigerian travel system, particularly the airport system in Nigeria. So we'll be looking at different kind of things, a lot of things for us to dissect. Can somebody please confirm for me? Sound check. Am I audible? I need somebody to please confirm that for me. Can somebody please confirm for me my sound? Can you hear me loud and clear at your end? So all of a sudden, the news just broke that, okay, there's one lady that no one knows, and all of a sudden there was this lady, she unruly behavior, off your phone, don't off your phone, this, that, and all of a sudden it became a national issue. And before you could say, oh, Jesus is Lord, Father forgive me, and all that, there is a lifetime ban. And take note of that, lifetime ban, which means that lady, Comfort Emmanson, is 23 years old, right? That means that if God says that, well, Comfort, you would live for 93 years old, that means that you have banned her from flying both locally and internationally for the next 70 years, so far as she lives. So you can imagine the weight of the ban. So we'll look at the weight of the ban, the conduct of Comfort Emerson as well, the Nigerian security agencies, the Minister for Aviation, Festus Keyamo, a lot of things to look at. And particularly if you are a Nigerian, particularly if you know that your father is not, the super rich type, you are not the overly connected type, you are just like more of an ordinary citizen in Nigeria. It's not like maybe you are one big man or something. This is the video for you, and we'll be looking at some of these things and a whole lot. I would like if somebody can again help me confirm my sound check. Am I loud? Am I audible? So let me start with that lady, Comfort Emerson, because by the grace of God, I hope this live will not be more than just 1 hour. That's my plan. Hopefully it goes as planned. Now, this lady, Comfort Emerson, now she bought a plane, and when she bought Ibom Air, she was right on the plane, and somebody said, I think the air hostess walked up to her and said, "Madam, please, we're about to take off. Can you please put off your phone right? Put off your phone so that we can take off. Don't forget that when you are on board, when they ask you to put off your phone, it is not only for your own safety, it is for the safety of other people, because your device, whether it is a phone, whether it is a tablet, anything that uses network, can kind of like have an issue with their own network. And when that happens, there may be some kind of like technical glitch, or God forbid bad thing. If anything happens to the plane, everybody is just going to die anyway. So that's why they usually walk up to people and say, please put off your phone just for the time of takeoff, right? And if you don't put off your phone, you can put it in this silent mode, this flight mode rather. You can put it on flight mode. So as reported, the air hostess walked up to her, and sincerely, in fairness, let us be fair, when an air hostess approach you for the first time, they are trained to kind of like give you this how do I put it now, this package smile. You see, when you are boarding a plane and an air hostess walks up to you, or an air hostess see you see that smile that they usually give you, like, you see that smile, it's a package smile. They are trained to give that smile. Whether you are beautiful, whether you are handsome, whether you are rich, whether you are ugly, whether you are stupid, that is the protocol. Just as like if you walk into a bank, the way the security in the bank is bound to greet you and just kind of like welcome you and just be polite, the way the cashier over the counter must welcome you and try to be as polite as possible, that's the way air hostess are trained. So when an air hostess walk up to you, or when you are boarding a plane or disembarking from the plane, they are trained to give you that smile. You see that smile, even if they are sad, they will still give you that smile, because that is the requisite of their job. That is how they are trained. So that smile, you have paid it along with your ticket. So if you see an air hostess and the air hostess maybe upon boarding the plane, the air hostess is not smiling, you have the right to ask politely, why are you not giving me smile? It's just in a quite polite manner, and the air hostess have no choice than to just smile. So if an air hostess want to approach you for the first time, from my experience, couple of times, they would approach you in a normal way, but then one thing led to another, and the lady said, oh, she doesn't know how to put off her phone. The air hostess insisted that, well, I don't get time for you, I don't have your time, or something like that. And one thing led to another. The people in the plane got wind of what was transpiring between them. They gave their support to the air hostess. People that were beside Comfort Emereonye gave their support to Comfort Emereonye because they believed that Comfort wasn't wrong. Having said that, well, my phone, if you look at my phone, I don't know how to put it off or something like that, and somebody offered to do it for us. So there's been a lot of kind of like controversy as regards it. And before we could say Jesus is Lord, the issue blew out of proportion. It blew so wide that the lady have to be dragged out from the plane. I would get to that. Don't forget that we are looking at the Nigerian selective justice system. And that is why I said at the beginning of this video that if you are the rich, if you are the Davido, if you are the Burna Boy, if you are the Whiskey, if you are, who is who in the society, well, maybe you can do anything and get away with it. But if you are not, then this video is for you, because I will be diving deep and I'll be digging up some political concepts. Some of you that are conversant with my live video, you know that when Dr. Deji is live, definitely you must go on with something new that you perhaps haven't learned before, because I'll be digging into some political concept to talk about this evolution of state and how this relates to the issue of Comfort Emereonye. A lot of things for us to dissect. Please, I need somebody to say hi, because the last time that I did live, my comment section ceased, and now I don't know whether I don't know whether it's the same issue again. If it is, then that means that it is from YouTube. So can somebody say hi in the comment section, because I'm not seeing my comment section moving. So I hope it is not like the last time, because I hope this will be as engaging as possible. But if my comment section doesn't move, so at a point in time, I will call out a number for you to dial in. So you need to get ready to dial in, because my comment section is not scrolling up all the comments. So please, if at some point in time I will call out a number for you, you can just dial in. So I will know whether you've gotten the number or not, but I will call it out like 3 different times, so you can reach me via WhatsApp and make your contribution. So now the Comfort Emereonye issue, before you know it, everything blew out of proportion, and a girl that has no publicity, a girl that is relatively unknown, a girl that is living a private life, though in a much left to be desired manner, just suddenly become a not even a national star, like an international star. Because on these days of social media, if anything happens within 5 minutes, everybody across the world will be watching it. In Canada, in United States, in Brazil, the world right now is a global village. And when that case happened, definitely I first saw the video of Comfort, where the air hostess was resisting her from disembarking. Let me first start with Comfort Emereonye. You see, there are some times in life that you must be very careful, and you need to manage your temperament. Although as we are Nigerians, I can tell you that as a Nigerian, okay, God bless you, Awolo Ikechukwu, for saying I. That means that my comment section is active. Please give me a sound check. Am I audible? Am I loud and clear at your end? Please give me a sound check. So what Comfort did is easy for everybody, and I'm coming for her, but let me just say this. It's easy for everybody to criticize her. But as a Nigerian, thank you, Ayobami Bamidele. As a Nigerian, you can't tell me that you have not for once in your lifetime, act crazily in such a way that at the end of it, you just be asking that, Omo, I fuck up, or if like say I dey craze, oh, why I can't act like this now? Have you ever been driving? You are in traffic, and thank you, Victor, for saying that. And you are driving, you are in traffic, and all of a sudden, maybe somebody tried to overtake you or something, and you guys begin to curse each other. And before you can say Jesus is Lord, it blew out of proportion, and you guys are spitting on each other's face. You guys are cursing each other's ancestors, cursing each other's father, cursing each other's mother. That kind of a thing, if it had happens to you before, then you are a Nigerian. Have you been driving before, and maybe there is a commercial bus right in front? Because I like to be very empirical. There's a commercial bus in front of you, and you are hooting, what they usually call on. Let me use a relatable word. You are owning for that commercial bus, and the commercial bus did not respond to you. The next bus stop, you repeated the same thing. And when you overtake the commercial bus, you abuse the commercial bus. But because you are not trained to abuse, because you are not a tout, the commercial bus owner knows how to abuse more than you. Then it led to an altercation. What am I trying to say? In your lifetime as a Nigerian, you won't tell me that you have not acted crazily. You have not acted irrationally. You have not acted unjustly, whether to your brother, whether to your sister, whether to your workers, whether to your colleagues, whether to your associates, whether to your friends, whether to anybody. So if you have ever acted in an irrational manner before in your life, beware of how you condemn Comfort Emmanson. Let me start with that. Beware of how you condemn her, because that irrational behavior that you have put up some time ago at one point in your life. If that irrational behavior is not well handled by the people from the receiving end, that could have also blown out of proportion. So if you have acted in an irrational behavior before, then you should beware. Let me give you an example. There was a time I was in Nigeria, and I was driving, I was well dressed, and somebody just drove in a very irrational manner. And before you know it, it led to an altercation. The person came down from his steering, locked my clothes. The wife was beside the person. The wife didn't even caution the person. The wife too joined the person. So you can see that in Nigeria, everybody has acted irrationally one way or the other. Now to Comfort Emereonye. You see, in life, you need to be very, very careful, particularly when you are in a public place. What Comfort did, you can point it to, should I say, anger management, dynamics of conflict management, and home training. Definitely, even if you are annoyed, even if you are aggrieved, even if you are being badly treated, some of the clips that we are seeing online leaves much to be desired from the young lady. Definitely, I think that she could have acted in a better manner. She should have kind of like control her temperament, because sometimes when you see somebody that is older than you, the lady that was standing in front of the plane, let's be sincere, is way older than Comfort Emereonye. So for you to be eating that particular lady, not once, not twice, not thrice, that leaves much to be desired. Akim is saying hi. Tony is saying good evening, doctor. God bless all of you. So for you to eat that person in an irrational manner, seeing fully well that the air hostess is way older than you, that air hostess, is not in the age mate of that Comfort Emereonye. So if you are an African, if you are a Nigerian, I'm yet to see a Nigerian culture where it is written or it is asserted or it is believed or widely accepted that you can eat somebody that is way older than you, especially if it is obvious, whereby you can see it right from your korokoro eyes that this person is way older than me. So regardless of the temper, for you, a 23-year-old girl, to raise up your hand against the air hostess that is way older than you, if not for the Nigerian situation, if not that, no job, country hard, definitely that particular air hostess may not be in that kind of position, may not find herself in that position of being an air hostess and just being paid maybe one irrelevant amount, because almost every employee in Nigeria is underpaid anyway. I can tell you that for free. So it is not right. It shows that Comfort is ill-mannered. It shows that Comfort is not well trained. It shows that there is a lot to be desired from our own training. Obizel, something is saying, God bless you. So that leaves much to be desired as regards our own training, and that speaks largely to our background, because that itself, if she has not been behaving like that before, she won't behave like that on that particular day. Now, that is one. Now, look at the air hostess herself. The air hostess also did something wrong, in the sense that what you did to Comfort from the video that we saw online relates to hostage taking. You are taking her hostage. You can let her disembark from the plane. The airport is a big space. There's security everywhere. So holding her hostage, and the lady was able to record the scenario, because I saw a video of it. And in the next days and weeks, I will try and set up this platform in such a way that I can play such videos. But it's a popular video, so I believe that everybody have seen it. So you cannot hold Comfort hostage just because you don't like her face, or just because you believe that she has behaved in a way that you don't like. No, there are people that are trained to handle that. The security agencies, the police, the airport security are there. So holding her hostage when she has not been found to have stolen anything, it is absolutely wrong. So holding her hostage provoked her anger. So we need to state that rightly. But despite being provoked by the anger, it is wrong, absolutely wrong, to now raise up your hand against somebody that is your big aunt, if they are of the same family. That lady, that Comfort Emereonye, and that air hostess, definitely she won't call her by the name, not to talk of eating her. So I wholeheartedly condemn that of Comfort Emereonye. Don't forget, in this video, I'm talking about what has been said and what is left unsaid, what has been done, and I will be saying what has been left undone and what should be done. So I wholeheartedly condemn Comfort Emereonye. Her behavior leaves much to be desired, and I felt touched the way she was eating that particular lady repeatedly, regardless of any provocation. I believe that it is absolutely wrong to eat somebody that is way older than you. You have that air hostess as your sister, as your cousin, or as you have a age mate in your family. So in the African parlance, and we are all Africans, it is absolutely wrong. Now, before I go into K1, Adams Oshiomole, let me still say something on that Comfort. If you look at her, Comfort is not a girl that is not beautiful. Comfort is beautiful in her own right. But one thing I learned from that whole scenario, Bizel, I'll be coming to your comment in a moment. One thing I learned from that particular scenario is, you see, in life, beauty without character will give you disgrace. Are you with me? Beauty without character. If you are beautiful, you are so beautiful, you look elegant, everybody wants to say hi, everybody wants to associate with you. If you lack character, you will end up in disgrace, in the sense that the girl, in the rating of beauty, you can't say she's ugly. Let us be sincere with ourselves. She's not ugly. She may not be beautiful, because they say beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, but she's certainly not ugly. But beauty, when you are beautiful without character, it will bring you disgrace. And that attitude, some of our uncles, some of our aunts, perhaps our parents would have been warning her secretly behind closed doors that, oh, Comfort, you see this your attitude, it go lead you somewhere one day. Oh, you see this thing what they tell you where you know here, you go regret her one day. Oh, you this girl, I they always warn you, you know African parents, you know the way they can be. I they always warn you. The day when you go shame yourself. Now me they talk to you where you they react like that. You know, there would have been some reactions from her family, but then she has refused to change. So she is beautiful, but she is lacking in character. And when you are beautiful and lacking in character, then it will always warrant disgrace. And the problem is that the kind of disgrace that it will warrant, it will be like a disgrace that you did not see coming. You know, when you see something coming, you can dodge it. But when something hits you unknowingly, when something hits you unplanned, I'm sure the lady wouldn't have foreseen that she would be in Kirikiri by now. Maybe she was going to enjoy herself, because from some of her photos that are circulating online, you can tell it is obvious that maybe she's into all these maybe apologies, maybe hook up or runs or something like that, because she has a lot of sultry pictures online. So maybe she has an appointment or engagement and she's going to enjoy herself. And all of a sudden, somebody that's going to enjoy herself just find herself in Kirikiri. That is what character can bring. So if you lack character, definitely you will surely meet your Waterloo. So I believe that she can kind of like do better at based on the review of the video. Now let us look at something. K1 the ultimate, and some of you that usually watch my videos, you know that Deji is a detribalized Nigerian. So the realm that I'm about to go now, if you are Yoruba centric, if you are the tribe that tribalism has finished all your life and destiny, the time to live is now. But if you are the type that, you know, you like to hear the truth, you want to see what the truth looks like, you want to feel it, even if it's hot, you just like to hear the truth and you can withstand hearing the truth, stay. But if you are the type that you just, you know, tribalism don't finish your destiny, maybe you should leave now. You see, K1 the ultimate, looking at his own issue and the issue of Comfort Emereonye, you see, K1 should even be punished than Comfort. K1 should be punished than that Comfort Emmanson. Do you know why? You see, K1, if you look at his age, K1 should be in his 60s, right? K1 is a grandfather. Now, follow me. This is not the time to leave if you like the truth, right? Now, K1 is a grandfather. K1 has lived in this earth for maybe over 60 years or close to 70 years. Now, there's something that age does to you. Age brings you experience. Age brings you maturity. K1 is a national or an international star. K1 knows that anywhere he goes, they used to say something. I think it was Wasiu Ayinde that said, he said, Ojuto Pawo Koma Iti War poster. So K1 the ultimate, he has been in the stardom for a lot of decades, and he knows that anything he does will definitely warrant public attention. Anything he does will definitely go viral. So there's no reason at all why that girl should be, if that girl is given 6 strokes of the cane, I believe K1 should be given 24 strokes. And I will explain it to you. That's why I said, if you are the tribalistic type, get out of my platform. But if you are the type that like to hear the truth, me, I don't care whether you are Yoruba, whether you are Igbo, I will tell you the truth. I'm a Yoruba man. K1 is a Yoruba man. Now, let me tell you some basic truth. K1 the ultimate has been enjoying stardom for so many years. Now, there's something that age does to you. Age gives you experience. Age is expected to grow your maturity. Age is expected to grow your wisdom. So if a man of 70-year-old, 60-something-year-old, somebody should please help me Google the age of K1 the ultimate. Maybe you can come up with something. Somebody please help me, you know, help me Google the age of K1 the ultimate. Maybe you can come up with a relative age. Now, K1 I think should be over 60, because the likes of Saheed Osupa, these Pasuma, some of them are even 55. You know, some are 50, 55. So K1 the ultimate is way older than some of them. So K1 should be in his late 60s, I guess. Now, K1 the ultimate, you are an elderly person. You have been in the stardom for so many years. This girl, you know, now emergency stardom, negative stardom. The girl, she has been living her private life. The girl doesn't know that this will lead to this kind of publicity. I can tell you that if that girl, that Comfort on Ibom Air, if she knows, if she foresees, if she permutates, if she dreamt about it, If the spirit leads her that as you are going out today, something is about to eat you, and that thing is negative stardom, I can tell you that from the look of things, Comfort will do everything normally possible to avert that situation, because she has never tasted stardom before. This thing, just it just come all of a sudden. When life eats you hard, whereby you leave your home, you just want to go and maybe enjoy yourself with one big man or one babalaye, or maybe you are going for one party from the evidence that our picture online is proving to us, and all of a sudden you just find yourself in kirikiri. So that means it is unplanned. But K1 the ultimate knows that as he's leaving home, anybody that sees him knows him. Now Wasiu be this now. Now K1 the ultimate be this now. He knows. So definitely, because he knows, he's expected to be a good role model. But you see some of these Tinubu boys, some of them, I've said it before on this platform, that man called Bola Ahmed Tinubu, some of the people that are his boys, now them go finish that man. I'm telling you, if he's not careful, if he cannot tame them, if he cannot wield the beast, if you are watching me, please like this video. If you can share it, share it. And if you are here to subscribe to this channel. You see, when you want to do that, I'm close to the president, I'm close to the governor, yes, we are in charge, as some of these Tinubu boys used to do, as if they are more Nigerian than the others. If they are not careful, you see that man called Bola Ahmed Tinubu, with profound respect to him, now then go finish him. Because if you are close to the president, you are supposed to use your position to kind of like win souls, win hearts, win mind for the president. Just as if you are the disciple of Christ, you are expected to win souls for Christ. So if you are close to the president, that shouldn't be an avenue for impunity. That shouldn't be an avenue for lawlessness. So that's why I said, by virtue of stardom, that K1 the ultimate have been in the public eye. He has been enjoying stardom since maybe the 80s or so. Definitely, if that girl is being given 6 strokes of K1 should be given 24. Then by virtue of age, a girl of 23 years old, I've rebooked Comfort Emereonye. If you follow me at the beginning of this video, I've rebooked her. But if you look at her age, sincerely, a girl of 23 years old, there are some things that that if a girl of 23 years old does, you won't treat her as if you are treating a 90-year-old man. So if you treat a girl of 23 years old in that manner, look at Adams Oshiomole. Adams Oshiomole is over 60 years apparently. So if you treat a girl of 23, how many experience does she have in life? She's just 5 years away from maturity age. Let us dive deeper. Comfort Emereonye on Ibom Air was just 5 years away from maturity age. So that means that if you minus 5 from her age, she will be 18 years old. But look at K1 the ultimate. Look at Adams Oshiomole. Adams Oshiomole that has been a governor. Adams Oshiomole that is a senator. Adams Oshiomole that has been the chairman of the Nigerian Labour Congress. Definitely look at the way they behave. Look at K1 the ultimate that have been enjoying stardom since Jesus is Lord, and look at the way he behaved. Now look at Comfort Emereonye, who is supposed to be corrected, who is supposed to kind of like to be pitied, in terms of looking at her age and some other indices. And apparently she's a first-time offender, and she has not been in the public eye before. But what did the Nigerian government do? The Nigerian government brought out the sledgehammer, the hardest hammer, the biggest hammer that they can use, as if Nigerian government were to have the power to just kill and destroy, maybe they would have just killed and destroyed the girl. So the reaction of the Nigerian government is like you want to kill an ant, and you go and find petrol, you go and find lighter, you go and hire caterpillar, you go and hire armor tank, just because you want to kill a fly. But then when you see a lion, when you see Boko Haram, when you see S-men, you run into hiding. You will be shaking like Christmas goat. That is how it is in the context now. Because look at that girl. What has she do? She's a first-time offender. She didn't even know that thing would blow out of proportion. The Nigerian government, before you know it, bam, lifetime ban. Now let us look at this issue of lifetime ban for a young girl of 23. Now follow me carefully. Now you see, a girl of 23 has a lot of life ahead of her. She has a lot to do in life compared to a man of 60-something years, close to 70 years or 70 years. If you are 70 years, the life expectancy in Nigeria now, today, life expectancy in Nigeria is 53, 54 years. That's the life expectancy in Nigeria. So if you are 60, all those K1, the ultimate Adams Oshiomole, by arithmetic, they are not supposed to be alive, or they are expected to die. If they die, they have not died in a wrong way, because they are over the life expectancy in Nigeria. Now look at 53 to 23, which is Comfort Emereonye's age. Now follow me very carefully. If you look at Comfort Emereonye's age, you see that based on life expectancy, she still has 30 years ahead of her. That okay, life expectancy in Nigeria is 54 years. So that means that, let's assume that everybody in Nigeria is dying at 54 years old. Now, God forbid, let's just assume. That means that even for her to be qualified to die, for that girl to be qualified to die, she still have 30 solid years. Now, in the space of that 30 years, a lot of things can happen to that girl. She can be a sinner repentant. Now, she may not have character, but within 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, her character can change. Now, she may be unruly, she may be on court, but within 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, things can change for her. And you now decide to give her a lifetime ban locally and internationally. You see, let me be sincere, I don't like to use abusive word, but you see people that impose that life ban on that girl, flying both locally and internationally, they should come and tell me that when they are at home, their children have never behaved in an unruly manner. Their children, at least they will have children. They should come and tell me that there's nobody in their family that have ever behaved in a kind of like very stupid manner. So you slam a lifetime ban on a girl of 23 years that have a lot of life ahead of her. So that means that the girl now, she cannot fly even if she is sick. Let's, God forbid bad thing, that oh, there is an emergency ailment. Maybe she just have this, maybe liver breakdown. God forbid, I reject it for her in Jesus' name. Maybe she have this liver breakdown, kidney breakdown. God forbid, just any ailment. She needs to go through the bureaucratic process. She needs to go through stringent protocol before she can fly out of Nigeria. Are we normal in Nigeria? Let's be realistic with ourselves. You will leave bandits. You will leave Boko Haram. You won't be decisive. You will give those ones a second chance. What kind of country do we operate? You will give bandits a second chance. These are bandits. They have stealed, they have killed, they have destroyed. It is clear. You have evidence against them. You will give them a second chance. You will sew uniform for them. If you go to the Niger Delta, militant that have taken up arms, although some of them have very strong argument if you trace it back to Isaac Adakaboro, Ken Saruwiwa and all that, but they have taken up arms against the Nigerian state. You will give them amnesty. People that have done things that are not that are against the constitution, major infraction, you will give them a second chance. But a girl of 23 years old, and that is why I pity you. If you are a son of nobody and you support some of these politicians, if they are rigging the election, you say ride on. If they are stealing, you say, is it your money? If they are charging them to court, you say, oh, what concerns you? You say this, different the relevant thing. The day Nigeria will happen to you, nobody will come for you. That is the danger in all of these things. So you leave Boko Haram, you leave bandits, you leave herdsmen, you give them a second chance. But there is a comfort. A young girl of 23, that time, you they get energy. Now that time your muscle they charge. Now that time your spirit they vibrate. Now that time all the cell in your brain they permutate. What can you do to this girl? Is to finish her destiny, is to finish her life, is to make sure that yes, she ends her life and everything never goes well with her. Why? A girl of 23 years old. If Nigeria were to be a country that nobody is a sinner, we would have said, okay, what this girl have done is a very serious offense. So in fact, she deserves to die. But you is the righteous one. You that you are convicting that girl, have you not stolen before? If you look at the record of some of them, now every day they collect bribe. Some of these airport officials. So the punishment is unimaginable, and the speed at which it came in a country whereby for 10 years corruption trial will be ongoing from one court to another. This. Look at the case of Dasuki. Sambo Dasuki is still on till now. The former NSA, National Security Advisor, his case is still on. In fact, the court had to say that they give the federal government, I think, 45 days to complete the case, because the case have lingered for 10 years. That's the case of Sambo Dasuki, the national security advisor during the era of former President Goodluck Jonathan. So in a country like that, whereby there is delayed justice system and whereby there are some things to address in the justice system, but for Comfort, justice came quickly. All of a sudden, justice came immediately within a night. So Nigeria feel serve justice like this. Now Boko Haram dey everywhere. So Nigeria still feel serve justice like this. Now K1 the ultimate still go dey perform for Ikorodu. So Nigeria get justice system like this. Now in Adams Oshiomole, they in mama, in mama or in papa house or in family house or with his wife or and children now, they relax, they drink wine, they drink coffee. So Nigeria has a justice system, but the justice system is not for Adams Oshiomole. Why? Because he's an untouchable. That justice system is not for K1 the ultimate. Why? He's a friend of the president. But a Comfort 23-year-old girl, the justice system is now for her. So because she has made the mistake, now she must die by fire. Come on, let us reason right. I'm not supporting Comfort. Oh, if you joined this video earlier on, you would know that I have rebuked her. I've even talked about her upbringing and some of the ways she must have failed to listen to her parents, and now they may have been warning her repeatedly, and now it has brought her disgrace. I also talk about when you have beauty and you lack character, it will end up in disgrace. But looking at the conduct of the Nigerian government in a country whereby people walk free, in a country whereby if somebody is assassinated, whereby the probability of the person's family getting justice is almost zero, in a country whereby impunity reigns, in a country where there were some people that beat this man, this NAS president, the NAS president, they beat him. His picture was circulated all over the place. The name of the son of the president was mentioned. Rather than for Sheyi to be interrogated, who did they call? It is the NAS president that complained that, oh, Sheyi said they should beat me. Now the NAS president, they still call, they still lock him up. In a country like that, look at it. Somebody complained. We saw the pictures. The guy was beating blue black. And the picture was everywhere. Everybody saw it. The guy is matured. He has brain. He has reasoning. He can identify. He said it is Sheyi Tinubu that is responsible for it, for this. Okay, do eye service. Just call Sheyi Tinubu. Sheyi, oya come. Even if it is eye service. You know what they call eye service? Even if it is pretense, just call Sheyi Tinubu and say, oh, Sheyi, what do you know about this? No. Sheyi even denigrated the Inspector General of Police. That, oh, if he doesn't cooperate, he's gone. The reports were all over the media at that point in time. Nothing happened to him, right? It is the NAS president that complained that was beating blue black. Now in DSS still carry lock up for about a month or so, and the guy would have faced a lot in custody. Look at the kind of system that we have in Nigeria. So if you are not careful, if you are the complainant, but your papa no get level, your mama no get level, your auntie no dey connected, nobody get level for your family, definitely you will complain. Now you go still land for jail. Now they go you see that person when you complain against, wey be saying papa get level, him mama get level, child of a politician, you and all that person will still stand tall, will still be gallivanting all over the place. And that's why I usually want people, in all you do, no let me then kill you. If they kill you, you just die, go. You just die through away. So the way they treated that Comfort, if you look at the Nigerian justice system, if you look at the antecedent and the trajectory of justice in Nigeria, you will see that what is going on. Why would you treat this girl like this? A first-time offender. Don't forget that if you're a first-time offender, definitely the court will even give you like a less penalty and all that. Then the court document, they even, should I call it front date now, not back date. They front date it to, I think, maybe November or something. That document is online. So you can see a young girl of 23, shameless elders, thoughtless elders that are handling it. They want to kill and destroy a young girl of 23 just because why? She made a mistake once. Their children may be always high on colosso. Their children may be cultists too. Their children may be always high on drugs, so they have not trained their own children. But because one Comfort, now, then everybody they flex muscle. Oh, she must be destroyed. Oh, she must die. Oh, she must this. Oh, that. Oh, that. Then you suddenly realize that there's a law in Nigeria. Then you suddenly realize that, oh, there's a court in Nigeria. Then you suddenly realize that, oh, there's something called lifetime ban in Nigeria. Something you didn't remember. when Adams Oshiomole that can serve as a grandfather for that girl. Adams Oshiomole can pass as the grandfather of that Comfort. You let him go. Why? Because he's a politician. The Senate is there to defend him. You know, the Senate will always defend its own. Look at K1, the ultimate, that can serve as a father or grandfather for that girl. You let him go. Why? Because he's the son of the president. You say, oh, pending outcome of investigation, this, that. You gave K1 6 months, 6 month ban. Okay. But when there is a Comfort, a young girl, you gave her lifetime. Lifetime. Do you know what lifetime is? That means that girl now, she cannot even apply for scholarship abroad. She cannot have a change of heart and say, oh, I want to study abroad. Okay, let me go and study abroad. She cannot fly out of the country. That is what it means. If she wants to fly out now, she has to go by road to Ghana. That's the only option for her. She will have to go by road to Ghana or to Togo or Benin Republic. Then when she go by road to that Benin Republic, then she can be able to fly out of Nigeria. If she's coming back, then she has to land in Ghana, then come by road. Why? Because of just one offense. And do you know the implication of that? I don't know the extent, because we have some very useless elders sometimes in Nigeria. I don't know the extent at which some of these elders that have given birth to children that are older than Comfort, I don't know the extent at which they've gone. Maybe they have even kind of like we use ECOWAS passport. So maybe if Comfort want to fly in maybe Ghana or Togo, maybe it will even reflect on the system there. Because there's a way they can do it. Maybe it will even reflect. And those one, we begin to question, we begin to interrogate her. What kind of nonsense is that? Let us be realistic with ourselves. We are all Nigerians. Well, during the election of Kano State, one APC politician, I've forgotten his name now. That one that his cheek looks like Popov. I've forgotten his name. One black guy like that. It was alleged that guy brought out gun live. Nothing has happened to him. Asari Dokubo in the Niger Delta brought out ammunitions live, on video like this, AK-47 live. Nothing has happened to him. Let us look at nothing has happened to him. But a Comfort Emmanson, 23-year-old girl that has a lot of life ahead of her. You don't even know whether she has mental issues. You didn't subject her to any form of investigation. You didn't even hear from. You see, Nigeria, that's why if you are watching me, I pity your life. If you are the child of nobody, you know yourself. Right? You know yourself. You don't have to deceive yourself. You can be packaging, you can be doing social media packaging, you feel go to buy designer wears, you feel go and get one visa where you say you don't japa to one country. In fact, if you japa self, you no go know what they happen for airport. Because if you are not a frequent traveler, I can tell you about Nigerian airport experience. How they even some of those airport workers, some of them will even tamper with your luggage. So if you are the type that you just collect visa once you jump out of Nigeria, you won't understand something. But if you have been coming and going in and out of Nigeria, you will know that these airport people that are behaving like this, that want to kill this girl, they are not righteous. So if you use body cam and you go to Nigerian airport, your body cam will pick a lot of atrocities being committed by the airport officials. Your body cam will pick. Let me give you one. Let me give you an example. Let me give you one. One of the day that I felt sad that I was a Nigerian, and I had a plane to board to leave Nigeria, and while I think it was during this body check, they've already checked us in at the counter. So I think, have we passed through immigration? I think it was passing through. I'm trying to remember. It's been a long while, but there's two Chinese guy in front of me. And the two Chinese guy in front of me, when they got to the point, to the officer in charge, whereby we are to remove everything on our body, your belt and everything. Yeah, it was that spot. When they got to the officer there, I was right behind them. The Nigerian officer was telling them, what do you have for me? What do you have for me? The Nigerian officer was telling them that, wait till you come for me. I felt ashamed. To stay humble, I won't tell you how many airports I've been to, but at least to the glory of God Almighty, I've been in different continents, I've lived in different continents, I've passed through different airports in my life, to the glory of God. I have never seen that kind of attitude, not even in Kenya. Not even Kenya. Just ordinary, some people will say I shouldn't use ordinary, but pardon me, just ordinary Kenya. Let me just use it like that. Ordinary Kenya. You won't see the attitude that some of these people are displaying at the Nigerian airport. The guy was telling the Chinese man, what do you have for me? Don't tell me you didn't bring anything, come for me. I was touched. I was sad. I felt like dipping hand in my pocket and giving him something. That you are disgracing Nigeria, Alaye. What you are doing is nonsense. Because if you go to the airport of these people, you cannot see such character. They are particular about the interest of their country. They are particular about who you are and what do you want to come and do in their country. They are particular about their national security. So if you want to kill Comfort, if you want to crucify Comfort, if you are saying Comfort must die, you are crucifying her, as Jesus said that if you have never seen before, throw the first stone. I'm not too biblical, but at least I know a bit. When I think this was an issue with a woman, and everybody want to stone the woman to death. Some of you that are very spiritual, you can tell me more about the story in the comment section. Remind me the woman in the Bible, and everybody say, oh, this woman must die because she has sinned. Then Jesus look at them and say, if you are not a sinner, throw the stone. Then all of them drop the stone and walk away. So we know that what Comfort has done is wrong. But if you have given her an opportunity, if you have set up an investigative panel, it would have been fine. If you had allowed her to go through the process of court, it would have been fine. But you place her on a lifetime ban. You even have the effrontery to even advertise it or to announce it via the social media, and it was flying over everywhere that a 23-year-old girl, when recently a senator, a former governor, acted shamelessly in that same airport, nothing happened. When, the friend of the president, K1, that used to sing, all this song, APC, say baba, say what, nothing happened. But now it is Comfort. You want her to die, you want to kill her destiny. Now the girl is in Kirikiri, and I read that she will be there till October 6th. October 6th. She will be there. So you have even already demoralized her. You have even already, shattered the girl. Because if somebody leaves home to return, and you go and lock her in Kirikiri till October 6th, and the people that are her father's mate, her grandfather's mate, that have committed the same offense, they are wearing agbada all over the place. Shame on those people at the airport. Because like I said, if you go to the airport or you are a frequent traveler, you will see the atrocities some of them commit. I just gave you one. I just gave you an example. Was telling the Chinese man that, what do you have for me? I felt ashamed. Let me give you another example. Sometimes when you are just coming into Nigeria, when you are flying into Nigeria, you will see some of these immigration officials, some of these custom officials. I pity some of them. We understand the situation of things in Nigeria. But then, if you know that you cannot do the job, don't risk national security. If you know that you cannot do this job, don't compromise national security. Some of them at the airport compromise national security a lot. Some of them at the airport, because immediately the plane lands, look at their body language. Some of them are after what they can, get at that point in time. And I use the word some, not all of them. We have some decent officers among them. We have some that are well behaved. We have some fantastic, well-trained officers among them. But some of them at that same airport, that Nnamdi Azikiwe airport or Muritala Mohammed airport, go there. Immediately the plane lands from abroad like this. Some of them, what they are looking for is how to extort. These are the realities of Nigeria. If you are a frequent traveler, you can attest to this. These are the realities. So you are a sinner yourself, and your sin is even more grievous in terms of national security. Some of them, when the plane lands, the way they will be looking, some of them will even, maybe they've had one arrangement with somebody abroad or maybe somebody locally. Some of them will be taking all this tag and be rolling all over the place, be looking for one Chinese man that just landed to Nigeria. They'll be saying, oh, Lin Chin Chu, Yu Xin Shi, all this, giving all this preferential treatment and all that. Let me tell you something. If you fly out of Nigeria and you are going into another country, that country that you are going into, when you get there, their citizens are given preferential treatment. Don't take my word for it. Just think back. If you go to the United States, if you are landing in the United States as an American, and you are carrying an American passport, you are given a preferential treatment as an American. There's a fast track process. Everything goes smoothly for you. You feel at home. You feel that, oh, you are back in your country. If you are a Briton, if you are if you are a UK citizen, if you are a Briton, same rules apply. If you are a Chinese man, same rules apply. Most of these countries. But if you are a Nigerian, you want to land in your country, then you need to be thinking, you need to be permutating, you need to put up your defense, you need to be very strong. Some of them, the way they will handle you, the way they will talk to you, the way they will harass you, you know, and when they now see this Chinese man that doesn't have level in his country, they will welcome him fine, they will be behaving fine. Some of them, when they see an American, you know, they will be afraid to talk, they will be shaking, they can't even kind of like do the right thing. But when you now see your fellow Nigerian that carries the same citizenship that you carry, then your power goes strong. So if you look at it very well, there is an absolute selective justice system in Nigeria, which is that how you will be treated when you commit an infraction depends on who your father is, depends on who your mother is, depends on the connection your family have, depends on the background that you come from. What the video will do and get away with it. If you try it, you would have been long gone. In fact, not only you, your family, in fact, they will even go back to your ancestors, finish them. What Wizkid will do, what Burna Boy will do, what Adams Oshiomole will do, if you try, look at the way Comfort Emereonye was dragged away dragged down from the plane. K1, the ultimate, stood in front of the plane, held the plane hostage, that this plane is not flying. They didn't drag him. That's why I said that if you like the truth, you will listen to me. They didn't drag K1, the ultimate. No. Why? They were afraid. Why? Because he's a superstar. Why? Because he's the friend of the president. Why? Because he's an APC loyalist. But look at Comfort, a nobody, a young girl, nobody. Have you heard of the Emmanson family in Nigeria? Nobody have heard. In fact, if Comfort would have been lucky, if her name is Comfort Obasanjo, for instance, they would have treated her with some dignity. If he be Baba Obasanjo's grandchild, they would have been shaking. If her name is Comfort Sonwolu, they would be like, if he be the child of the sister, all these poor children, if he be the child of the sister of the governor of Lagos State, if her name is Comfort Abiodun, Ogun State, no, don't touch her. If her name is Comfort Ganduje, don't touch. But because her name is Comfort Emmanson, who knows Emmanson? Have you ever seen any kind of like popular Emmanson? She can be treated anyhow. She can be dragged off the plane. She can be stripped naked. Till now, the nudity of that girl, her upper private part is circulating all over the world now. People are just watching it for free. Everybody just they look free breast. Everybody, free breast all over the place. Till now, the Nigerian government is yet to announce that we have identified the person that stripped her naked in that particular video, and that person is in custody. What kind of country is that? Let's be sincere with ourselves. The reason why we say some of this truth is that, if we continue like this, then the nation can result into anarchy. If it results into anarchy, one day, archaeologists, political scientists, sociologists will now be researching that there was a country called Nigeria. That country collapsed at some point. What was the reason? When they are now looking at the records, what was the reason? And they are seeing all this impunity. They will now think that when at that point in time, is there no voice of reasoning? Is there nobody that was speaking sense? Was there nobody that could come out and speak against all this infraction that led to the collapse of the state? It may be the next 100 years, it may be the next 50 years, maybe that time they will come across this video. Then they will write it that, there was one Dr. Mosholadej at that time. He was one of the people that spoke about this thing, but they didn't listen to him. Therefore, the state collapsed. If the state survived it, and Nigeria transformed into a developed country, and everything is going on fine, and there's now rule of law, justice system, one day, again, archaeologists, political scientists, sociologists, social scientists will be doing a research that what transformed Nigeria. Once upon a time, there was corruption everywhere. Once upon a time, there was impunity. Once upon a time, there was inequality. What changed Nigeria? Then they will be going into the research. They will be looking at it. Maybe they will come across this video. Maybe they will come across your comment and say, oh, let me take a name here. Danny or unquenchable firebrand are some of the voice of reasoning that spoke up at that point in time. So therefore, the state did not collapse. And if you support impunity, wait till it happens to you. Wait till it happens to your brother. Wait till it happens to your sister. Wait till it happens to your father. And the day it will happen to you, the impunity would have been so strong, there will be nobody to speak for you. And that leads me to the words of, I think, Wasiu Ayinde. But I don't like to go too philosophical in my life something. I like to speak in relatable terms, you know. If you read the concept of Wasiu Ayinde, he said they came for the Pope, nobody said anything. They came for the civil servant, nobody said anything. They came for the judge, nobody said anything. The day they come for me, there was nobody to speak for me. That's why you must always speak against impunity. If you want to contribute, state it in the comment section. I will tell you how you can contribute, how you can dial in. So we would like to hear from you. If you have something to say, you know, just state it in the comment section. Then I would call out how to dial in, and anybody that wants to contribute can dial in. So that lifetime no-fly ban, it is absolutely because you have killed the destiny of that girl. You have anything that has to, you have made her a local champion. You have, you have made sure that it is only death that can remove that embargo. And that is why kudos to the NBA, the Nigerian Bar Association. Trust me, when they reviewed everything, they said, no, this cannot stand. Kudos to the Nigerian Bar Association. Kudos to people that are speaking up for her, because if the lifetime ban on that girl, if it stands, tomorrow, if you are at the airport, and an airport staff provoked you, and an airport staff slapped you, definitely you won't be able to do anything, and they will just come up and say, oh, lifetime ban. What kind of lifetime ban is that? You haven't heard from the girl. There's no investigative panel. No investigative panel to hear from the girl. There's no court something that, okay, they've given the girl fair hearing. Nothing of such nature. You just come, all of a sudden, lifetime on a girl of 23 years, lifetime ban. Imagine, some of you that are watching me, of course, almost all of you will be kind of like over 23 years. So if you are listening to me, think your life back when you are 23 years old. If you like to put your age in the comment section, just put it there. At least nobody sees you. So if you can put your age in the comment section, I want to use it as an illustration. So imagine that when you were 23 years old, something happened. Maybe you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Maybe you were just mad that day. Maybe it was even unintentional. Something happened, and they have now posed a lifetime ban on you. Imagine how old you are now. If that lifetime ban had been existing in your life, if you have been carrying about that particular embargo for quite a long while, so you are still carrying the embargo till now. Imagine that you are 40 years old. Imagine you are 45. Imagine you are 60, and they've placed one ban on you since when you were 23 years old, just because you made a mistake. And upon that ban, you were dragged out from the plane. And upon that ban, you were stripped naked. Your nudity is circulating all over the world. Still, they still slam lifetime ban on you. Now, the airline was not sanctioned. The person that stripped you naked was not sanctioned. Look, this is how people turn to terrorists. Let's be sincere with ourselves. This is, you see, that girl now, there are different kind of people. Let me tell you something. There are some people that when they go through injustice, they will leave it to God. They will leave it to God and say, I leave it to God. Let God be the judge. There are some people that when they go through injustice, they become a rebel. I'm telling you. They become a rebel. They will rebel against the system. The way this girl is being treated, are you sure that you are not teaching her to become a rebel against the system? Let's be real with ourselves. Are you sure that you are not teaching this Comfort Emereonye a way to rebel against the system, the Nigerian system? Are you sure that is not what Nigeria has done? Because Nigeria government knows how to create problem. Let me tell you, as a political scientist, I can tell you, Nigerian government know how to create problem. When Kensaruwiwa was shouting, oh, leave my people, let there be environmental impact assessment, oh, you know, this oil pollution is too much, they killed the guy. It led to militancy in the Niger Delta. A problem that could have been justly solved, it turned into problem. This founder of Boko Haram, you know, not Abubakar Shekau, this founder, this guy that was killed, that died in police custody, a matter that could have been well treated. Nigerian government handled it in an irrational manner, in an unjust manner. Boko Haram became the problem to Nigeria. Look at this banditry. So I can give you like 10, 15 examples. So are you sure that the way this girl was handled, are you sure that you have not created another rebel against the Nigerian system? If you are watching me, if you are yet to subscribe, do you want to subscribe to this channel? Are you sure that you have not created another rebel against the Nigerian system? Because a man that is down already fears no fall. That girl is down already now. Her name is all over the place. If she cannot even get visa, let's be sincere with ourselves. If she wants to go to a country now, maybe she wants to go to US, UK, or all these countries that conducts background check, and they put her name, they will see a lot of reports on the on the internet, negative report about her. Bam, visa denial straight. If she applies for scholarship and they just do a simple background check, they will see it all over the internet. Oh, fight this, fight that. They will see her nudity, visa scholarship denial. Bam. So you have already ruined the girl, and upon that, you now give her a life. So are we sure? Let us reason as a country. Are we sure that we have not created another problem out of this Comfort Emereonye? And that is where the dynamics of conflict management comes in. But I wouldn't like to go deep into it because some of you will not understand, apologies, will not understand all these deep concepts. If not, I could have unearthed some 2-3 concepts for you. But that's where the dynamics of conflict management comes in. That girl in Kirikiri that she is now, is there a therapist speaking to her? Have you taken her for a drug test? Immediately that thing happened. You see, we have a lot to learn from this UK, US, all these countries. Immediately that thing happened. First, they will take her for a drug test. Is she high on colos? Is she high on tramadol? All these, all these this cheap, all these substance that some of all these youth consume now. But Nigeria doesn't have sense to that extent. You are supposed to take the girl to conduct a drug test on her and see whether that's a ginger, to use street parlance, that are overreaction, that are energy from nowhere, whereby she don't even send anybody. She just want to kick this one, abuse this one. Did you test her whether she's high on substance? If she's high on substance, that substance go don't clear away from her body. That test wasn't conducted. If it were to be abroad, they will first go and test her. You see that substance that she has consumed, if it is against the law, that one, they have already nailed her. Like that, straight. That one, there's a year of imprisonment for it. First, established. The test result is there, certified by the lab technician or the doctor or whatever. Sign, seed, and deliver. Case 1, bam. But Nigerian government seem not to have sense to that extent. Before you know it, you just detain her. Oh yeah, summarily take her to magistrate court. Oh yeah, go and detain her till October 6th. Before you know it, lifetime ban. No, that is not how to handle such a case. You have to take her for a drug test. You have to send a therapist to her. Is it that when she was leaving home that day, what was the circumstance that led to her action? Was it that when she was leaving home that day, was it that her junior sister, maybe a baby in the house, is it that baby tore her certificate, and that led to an already established justified anger in her? Then she now transferred aggression. Is it that somebody tore that certificate? You never can tell. So did the therapist spoke to Comfort Emmanson to kind of like know the underlying cause of her action? What caused the way she was reacting that day? Did anybody speak to her in that regard? No. Everybody is just rushing to crucify her. So at the end of the day, if you crucify her, she can be a sinner, repentant, and just leave the rest to God. But have you forgotten that a girl that can be doing all this, apologies to all these runs, hook up and all that, is not far away from being a kidnapper. It's not far away from being an armed robber. Have you thought of that? That this girl now, She can summarily decide that, oh, all said and done, now you guys have finished me. It's okay, but Natu go collect. Before you know it, she'll just go and join one strange gang like that, and that is the end. She will now be terrorizing the Nigerian state. She will now be causing trouble for the Nigerian people. So why does Nigeria lacks the dynamics of conflict management in this regard? Why are we hasty to crucify the girl? Why are we hasty to make nonsense out of our life just because we want to prove a point? Just because we want to prove a point. So if you look at it, there's a lot that needs to be done but was undone, and some of that particular issue is a problem. So when you give a lifetime ban, when you send that to Kirikiri, Comfort's action is at best maybe disruption of public peace, something like that. Comfort didn't stop other people from flying. She didn't stop other people from disembarking on the plane. But K1 that stood in front of the plane, stopping other people from flying, is walking free now. I saw a video recently. He performed in Ikorodu after the incident. He was on stage, he was singing. What is the rule of law? Rule of law is equality before the law. Rule of law is that no man is above the law. Rule of law is that what is good for the goose is good for the gander. Rule of law is that no matter who you are, if you commit an offense, you will pay for it. That is rule of law. But what we have in this case is selective justice. Because it is Comfort, then she must be treated this way. But because he is K1 the ultimate, then he must be treated this way. Because he is Adams Oshiomole, then he must be treated this way. That is apparently what we have. So for me, a lot could have been done. They are returning us to the days gradually. If you look at the evolution of state, there was a time whereby life was short, nasty, and brutish, whereby people have power more than the other, and because they have power more than the other, they can use their power to override others. Now, this concept is a very complex concept. It's a political science concept, but let me just break it down in a way that you can understand, hopefully. You see, you may want to be imagining that, okay, if you trace back, how did the world emerge? How did the earth emerge? Some people will say, the world emerged through 7 days. God said, let there be light, and there was light. God said, some in the Yoruba parlance, they will say Obatala or something came to the earth and they poured something and the fowl was just spreading it. Some of you that do Yoruba in secondary school will understand me. And the fowl was just spreading it and he spread it across the earth, then the earth formed. Maybe in the Igbo culture, Hausa culture, there are different narratives for how the earth came into being. Now that we have the earth, have you thought of how the state came into being? How government came into being? That is the evolution of state. So if you are the type that likes knowledge, you will stay. If you are not the type that likes knowledge, don't worry, go and watch movie. Just leave us. You can go and watch movie now. At least I've spoken about Comfort Emereonye. Bye-bye, you can go and watch movie. But if you like knowledge, you can stay. Now, that time, how did the state emerge? How did government emerge? How did, this structure of governance, how did it come into being? That is the evolution of state. There was a time that if you have money and I don't have money, but I have power, you are weak, I can come and beat you up and collect all that money. I can come and slap you and rob you of your belongings. Then, at some point in time, people looked at it that this kind of trend cannot continue. Definitely, there must be a structure of law and order. Then, that structure of law and order is the government. Now, if you don't have a phone and you see somebody using maybe iPhone 15, you'll be reluctant to go and snatch that person's iPhone. Why? You'll be afraid of the consequence, which is that the government will come for you, the government will go after you, they will apprehend you, and you will face the full wrath of the law. So you cannot use your power, you cannot use your influence to ride other people. That is the essence of the government, to create an equal playing field, to create a situation whereby the rich does not oppress the poor, to create a situation whereby the strong does not kind of like crush the weak. That is what the government is supposed to do. So we have left that particular era where life was short, nasty and brutish? Why was life short, nasty and brutish? It was short, nasty and brutish because for you to survive, for you to grow old, that means that definitely there must be nobody that have more than you. So far as there's somebody that have more than you, that person can come and use his power over you. So that's why they said life was short, nasty and brutish. So that means that in the days before government emerged, if you are the type that have money but you don't have power, if I have power, I can come and take that money away from you and nothing will happen. Life was short, nasty and brutish. So the government came into being to make sure that there is a level playing field for people. This thing that I'm saying to you, for you to hear it, you will pay money in a political science class. You will pay money to sit down. Some Nigerians don't value knowledge. Some, even if you are giving them the knowledge for free, for them to like your video, for them to subscribe, it's a problem. That's how wicked Nigerians are. This thing that I'm saying, if you want to hear it, if I'm teaching you in a class, you must have paid dollar or pounds for you to be able to see me, and you must have passed the prerequisite. Maybe it's a master's class. That means you must have BSc in political science before you can sit down in that class. Do you know what it takes to have a BSc in political science? So that's why I always appreciate when professionals give you knowledge for free, because even some of my mates, they will laugh at me. They will say, oh, you like Nigerians, you are giving them knowledge. Those Nigerians, that's what one of my friends told me. Those Nigerians, but then everybody cannot be the same. So the evolution of state, it is expected that there will be rule of law. Now, democracy now makes it interesting. This democracy that we practice, it now makes it super interesting in the sense that democracy guarantees you equality before the law. That's one of the features or principles or characteristics of democracy. Equality before the law. So equality before the law, or what they usually call rule of law, it means that no matter who you are, whether you are wise, whether you are stupid, whether you are senseless, whether you are sensible, there's no difference between you and the person that is rich and the person that is influential and the person that have money. The right that person has is the right that you too have. That is how it is in a democracy. That is how it is under rule of law. Now, where does Nigeria sit in all of this? Nigeria sits on the solid ground of democracy. Nigeria sits on the solid ground of rule of law. You see the way I picked it from the evolution of state. I spoke about how the earth came into being. I spoke about, the biblical one, the Yoruba culture own. Then I now move into the evolution of state, how government came into being. Look at the way I'm picking it successively. And now I will land on this Comfort case now. And so the democracy itself guarantees equality before the law. Nigeria is practicing democracy. The Constitution of Nigeria guarantees the rule of law. Now, let us now go deeper. Let us trickle it down like this. I'm going from broad to narrow, from broad to narrow. That's how I'm going now. Now, summarily, let us now narrow it down to what is happening. You now have a country whereby some people have access to something because they are richer than you. That means that they are taking us back, style by style, step by step, bit by bit, inch by inch. They are taking us back to the days where life was short, nasty and brutish. Now, you see the connection. They are taking us back to that particular era, bit by bit. It may be in a snail speed, but that is what we have. Because look at it now. In the eyes of the law, Comfort Emmerson, K1 the ultimate, Adams Oshiomole should have the same treatment. They should have the same treatment or similar treatment. The disparity in their treatment, the disparity in the consequence for their action should not be far wide apart. Should not be far wide apart. But what do we have? It is far wide apart. That is why I said that they are taking us back to the days where life was short, nasty, and brutish. Because democracy says equality before the law. But now there's no equality. Look at what that girl is going through. K1 the ultimate now, he dey with him wife, he dey with him children. Maybe he dey chop now, he dey inside AC, he dey sip juice. If he dey inside studio now, they record song. That is not how it's supposed to be. So it is sad. And what is it in all of this? As I round up, you see, what is in it is that if you are not the strong, like, right, let me now relate it back to short, nasty, and brutish. If you are not the strong, if you don't belong to the rich, then you remember what I said about life being short, nasty, and brutish. Then that means that you can be oppressed. Then that means that if you do something, you are going down. But those that are rich, those that are influential, those that have money, those that have made name for themselves, you see those people, they are the one that will survive. They are the one that we enjoy. So you have two people, different treatment, whereby it should be two people same treatment. But you now have two people different treatment. So today, inequality between the citizen is evident. Don't mistake it. There's always been inequality even before the citizen. Let me go down a little bit more. You see, before the case of this Adams Oshiomole, K1, the ultimate, and all that, there have been inequality in the Nigerian society, which is that if you look at it, you cannot pass one way. If you pass one way, that means that you have contravened the law. And if the law enforcement agent catch you, definitely you will regret your life. But a military officer, a police officer will pass one way. Why? Because he's a police officer. Inequality. Lack of rule of law. So the inequality and lack of rule of law already exists in Nigeria. It is inherent in Nigeria before now, on the part of the uniformed and the ununiformed. The uniformed are the police, the DSS, the army, the civil defense. Those are the uniformed. The ununiformed is you and I, the ordinary citizens of Nigeria. You don't have any power. But then because you don't have power, because you are not wearing uniform, you cannot enjoy some certain privilege. Even though it is stated in the law, it is stated in the constitution that thou shalt not do this. But because you are not a uniform person, if you do it, there's consequence for action. But because you are putting on uniform, if you do it, there's no consequence for action. There's already inequality. There's already lack of rule of law between the uniformed and the ununiformed. So the rule of law has always existed. And I will give you one shocking example. I'll give you a shocking example now. So that's what happened some time ago. But you see that inequality between the uniformed and the ununiformed have always existed, in the sense that if you pass one way, there is a problem. But the army guy, even though it's just a rank and file, no rank and file in the police or military, will be coming and we pass that one way. There's no consequence for action. That is lack of rule of law. That is inequality before the law. If you are going in Nigeria of today, if a military guy just sees you and something within his spirit just doesn't like your face, he can say, come, lie down inside the gutter. That is it. For no reason, just because maybe he doesn't like your face, just because he believes that maybe you are too neat or you are too handsome, for no just reason. Okay, good. Look at what happened recently in Enugu State. The video was circulating around the social media. Some military guys were in a car. The car passed by, and maybe unknowingly to the guy, he splashed water on their car. Car that everybody is passing. Oh, they came down. They allegedly used a bike or something. They pursued the guy. They brought him back, and in the full glare of the public, they told the guy to be swimming inside that rainwater. What kind of nonsense is that? What kind of nonsense is that? That you pick a grown-up man because he splashed water on your car. That if Nigerian government have tied that road, that car may not have even splashed water on your car. Just because, and sincerely, you see, the people that did that particular thing in Enugu are apparently the rank and file, the no rank. If you are familiar with the military or the police, you understand what I'm saying. The no rank. Now then they behave like that. Even the people that have rank, some of them will not behave like that. So these no rank officers that usually bring, them disrepute to the image of the police and the Nigerian military, they pursue that guy. They brought him back just because he splashed water on their car. Just because he splashed water. This thing that I'm saying is a recent something. That's why I said in Nigeria, if a military man or a police just sees you, he just doesn't like your face, he can treat you anyhow. And that links me back to when life was short, nasty, and brutish. You can see the connection now. That's why if you are just joining me, you've missed a lot. Apologies. You've missed, because I can't talk without bringing in some inherent political science concept. I will just try to relate it in a way that you can understand. I won't I won't be too hard on it. I will just break it down just so that you can, anybody listening to me can relate with what I'm saying. So you can see how life could be short, nasty, and brutish if you are not a uniformed person. But the uniformed people have privilege. Now, let us assume that, okay, the uniformed people have privilege which they don't have in other climes of the world. Forget, in fact, to the glory of God, I've been to different countries. There are some countries that you'll be wondering, how does their military uniform look like? There are some countries that you will be wondering, how do their military uniform, how does it even look like? You know, even in Nigeria, the teenagers, they are overexposed to guns. You see a policeman, he must carry gun. But if you go to some countries, you won't see the policeman carrying gun, or he will be carrying a pistol, well kept, well compact. So their kids there are not exposed to gun. But Nigerian kids, underage kids, they are already overexposed to gun. This checkpoint, there's a policeman holding a gun. You go like this, you see one policeman holding a gun. Everywhere you go, gun everywhere. These kids are seeing all these guns. That's not the way it should be in a sane country. But understandably, because if that policeman is not holding that gun, Nigerians won't listen. If that policeman is not holding that gun, Nigerians won't cooperate. So it is understandable in the Nigerian system. Now, if the uniformed are already highly privileged, if there is a disparity between the uniform and the ununiformed, now they are now taking it to the privileged and the unprivileged. Now, Adams Oshiomole, we can read that as the ruler, the leader, and the led. Adams Oshiomole is one of the leaders of Nigeria, so we can put that under the leaders and the led. There have even always been disparity between the leaders and the led. You know, if you like, die in hunger. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has eaten the best of meal this evening. If you like, don't have hospital, you know, to treat yourself. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you know, we have the best of medical attention. So there's already existing inequality between the leaders and the led, right? Now, I've given you two concepts, the uniformed and the ununiformed, the leaders and the led. That's why you can't watch me and go back home empty-handed. And people that usually watch me, you know, I thank you for kind of like staying tuned to my channel. And that is why I try to, you know, give you something to take home. You know, something that you think that, oh yes, I've learned, so apart from, you know, the issues, I've learned something new today and all that. That's quite important to me. So there's already a disparity between the leaders and the led. Now, what we are now having is expanding the scope between the privileged and the underprivileged. Now, the inequality also exists between the privileged and the non-privileged. Now, that makes it three layers: the uniformed and the ununiformed, the leaders and the led, the privileged and the unprivileged, or if you like, the non-privileged. Now, three. What they are doing now, sadly, is to expand the scope. They are now expanding the scope between the privileged and the unprivileged. And that brings me back to that of K1, the Ultimate, and Comfort Emereonye. The privileged and the unprivileged. The privileged will stand in front of the plane and hold the plane hostage, that nobody is going to pass, so much so that it will frustrate the pilot. The pilot will be frustrated. Now, in defense of that pilot, there's something some of you don't know. If you watch that particular video of K1 the Ultimate, even the people that were not in the plane, some of the airline staff, were urging the pilot to move. Why? Because the airline operates on schedule. If that pilot does not move at that point in time, other flight, other schedule will be late, will be affected for like maybe 2 or 3 days before they can get their schedules back rightly. Maybe the airline is even short of plane at that point in time. But then somebody will stand in front of the plane, the privilege. Somebody will board plane the next week or maybe few days after, and the person will behave in an unruly behavior. That person will find herself in Kirikiri prison. That person will be stripped naked. That person will get a lifetime ban. The unprivileged. Expanding the scope between the privileged and the unprivileged. Where does that leave us? If I'm to relate it with the political science, the political science concept that I just gave you, it is leading us back to the days of the pre-evolution of state, where life was short, nasty, and brutish. Now, to Comfort Emereonye, life is short, life is nasty, life is brutish. But for K1 the Ultimate, life is not short, life is not nasty, life is not brutish. To Adams Oshiomole, life is not short, life is not nasty, life is not brutish. If you are just watching me for the first, the reason why I'm laughing is that, sincerely, the reason why I'm laughing, let me share it with you. The reason why I'm laughing is that, you see, some of these things that I will just say in summary, if you are to read it in a book, the time that it will take you to get the concept, to understand it, before you can digest it, when you are reading theories, it's not easy. It's crazy, So it's easy to just say it, break it down for people to understand, for people to just, gain the knowledge. But if they put you in the learning process, that, oh yeah, come and go and learn this thing, man, it's very difficult. So when I drop some of these things, I just laugh that, well, now God get power, you understand? So I think we need to be very careful. If not, we'll go back to the era where life was short, where life was nasty, where life was brutish. Now, I don't forget the instance, I didn't forget the instance that I said I will give you, and that would be my parting shot, right? The instance that I said I will give you as regards the uniformed and the ununiformed. There was a point in time, that time I have not, I wasn't constant on YouTube. By the way, I'm only constant on YouTube, but I don't have the time to, monitor Facebook, monitor TikTok, monitor Instagram. It's killing, I swear. I don't have that energy because I have other things to attend to. Now, you see that of Sanwo-Olu, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, when he arrested one rank and file soldier for passing one way. You will recall that there was a time Babajide Sanwo-Olu with his convoy was driving, and he saw one military guy on this Okada, and Babajide Sanwo-Olu now stopped and arrested the guy, right? And there was this uproar, the military were displeased. Some Nigerian citizens were criticizing the governor. That time I wasn't operating this YouTube channel then. I had it, but it wasn't active. I was looking out. Is there no Nigerian that can defend this governor? Is there no Nigerian that is sensible to understand the evolution of the state? Is there no Nigerian that is sensible that can help me to explain the rule of law and the equality before the law? Is there no Nigerian? There are many Nigerians, but nobody came out in defense of the governor at that point in time. Shame. In the APC, is it that there's no political scientist among them? There's no social scientist among them to come out and defend the governor. At that particular point in time, is there nobody amongst his aides? You hear special advisor on, senior special advisor on, personal assistant on, this and that. Is there none of them that understand what happened at that point in time to come out and defend Sanwo-Olu? It was sad. At that point in time, when the military guy passed that one way, do you know what it means? What it means is that he is trying to give himself extra privilege. He's trying to put the life of other people at risk. But the governor stepped in at that point in time and arrest the guy to uphold the law that thou shalt not pass one way. But because he's a military guy, people were condemning the governor. Oh, he has fought in war. You are not supposed to treat him like that because he's a soldier. He has faced the battlefront. And all that is arrant nonsense. Total nonsense. Because you are a military guy, and so what? Because you are a military guy, it means that you should pass one way. No, everybody is contributing his quota to the development of Nigeria. The right that you have is the right that a medical doctor have. As you are contributing your quota in your choosing profession, they did not kidnap you to join the military. As you are contributing your quota in that your choosing profession, that is how the medical doctor is contributing his quota in his choosing profession to save life. That is how the judge is contributing his or her quota in a choosing profession as well. That is how the pilot is contributing his or her quota. So everybody is contributing his or her quota to nation building. So you cannot now give special preference to the military just because you are a rank and file, so you can pass one way. That's nonsense. So because you are a military guy now, you can pass one way. If you have witnessed the accident of one way before, you will know that Governor Sanwo-Olu is absolutely correct. Some of you will say, oh, Dr. Deji, you are Labour Party, you are obedient. Some of you say, oh, you are articulate. The day I speak in favor of APC, some of you will say, oh, Dr. Deji, you are Baptist. I've been waiting that they call the supporters of Tinubu. That's what some of you will say. But I speaks not minding who sucks is God. So at that point in time, Sanwo-Olu was right because he was trying to bridge the gap between the uniform and the ununiformed. Should I tell you the truth? What that rank and file military guy, what he did at that point in time, if it were to be in the United States, if they are giving an ordinary citizen 2 years imprisonment, if they are giving a civilian 2 years imprisonment, you see that military guy that Sanwo-Olu arrested will get 2.5 years or 3 years. Why? Because he's better informed than the ordinary citizen that thou shalt not pass one way. Thou shalt not pass. So some Nigerians, you are some of the people that encourage this thing. You are some of the people that encourage the impunity. When you are now suffering for the impunity, you now be crying, you now be screaming. That is how it is in Nigeria. So for me, I can tell you for free that at that point in time, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, governor of Lagos State, was right to have arrested that guy. If I have a platform like this then that is active, I would have come out to aggressively defend the governor the way people aggressively condemn the governor. Because I know that the governor was right at that point in time. Was 100% right. But people intimidated the governor, people bullied the governor, people harassed the governor, people turned against the governor. The same governor that is trying to save you. At the end of the day, this is this same soldier, you that you are supporting him at that time. The next week, a soldier like him will pick you and tell you to lie down inside the gutter. So Sanwo-Olu behaved in a very rational manner. In fact, I was, I was happy at that point in time that no, this governor have acted rightly. But what did Nigerians do? They came for him. Oh, you are not supposed to treat him like that. You know why? Because he's a soldier. He has fought in battlefront and all that. That is nonsense. The professor is contributing himself to nation building. The medical doctor is contributing his best to nation building. The lawyer is contributing himself to nation building. The pilot is contributing his best to nation building. The police is contributing himself to nation building. The geologist is contributing his best to nation building. The primary school teacher is contributing his best to nation building. So if all of us want to be having special privilege because now I'm a political scientist, then I must be given special privilege because he's a soldier, he can pass one way, he can behave in an abnormal behavior. Okay, what will now be the argument of the medical doctor? Can the medical doctor not argue that, I was going for an emergency operation, there's a woman in labor, that's why I passed one way? Then the lawyer will come up and say, I was rushing to the court, the judge is about to pass judgment against my client, and this is a case of murder. Will it be right for my client, an innocent person, for judgment to be passed? I need to be there. I was rushing. That is why I passed one way. So everybody can come up with different arguments of why they decide to pass one way in Nigeria, regardless of your profession. You can come up with different arguments. So people will say, this is because he's a soldier. So I was very disappointed, and my disappointment was at his peak because nobody could come out to defend the governor at that point in time. I was very disappointed. The way they bullied, the way they harassed, the way they intimidated the governor. Now, this Comfort now, nothing will happen to, to she may not get justice, but kudos to NBA in that regard. Kudos to NBA for kind of like weighing into the issue. But I hope that in the coming days, we will hear breaking news. Nigerian government arraign K1 the ultimate. That is the news Nigerian is expecting now. Forget about whether you are the friend of the president, whether you are the junior brother or senior brother of the president. Federal government arraign K1 the ultimate, even if it will be kangaroo arrangement. There's a way government can do this thing. They would have done all the permutation and combination, everything has been planned, and they will arraign him. And when they arraign him, then he will get a slap on the wrist. Don't do that again. And they will tell you that, it is the decision of the court. They've taken him to court. So if you force Nigerian government, of course, they will take him to court. But then they know the way they can always do their things. And that itself is not what we are saying. Take him to a court. Don't intimidate the judge. And the judge should be bold enough to give him the same treatment that they have given to this lady, Comfort Emmanson. Let me give you another example as I close, which is that look at this girl now, Wasiu Ayinde, the core member that said Tinubu is a terrible president. That particular girl, she said she went for her clearance in April. They said no, they didn't allow her to do the clearance. They are holding her for not doing clearance in that same April. Why? You are trying to crucify the girl because she criticized the president. If that girl had come out to say Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the best president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the greatest thing that have ever happened to Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is, in fact, after God, it is Bola Ahmed Tinubu, definitely that girl would have done her POP now. She would have been given an NYSC certificate. Look at it. Inequality before the law. You are forgetting that girl that you are denying a certificate, there are people that are speaking in favor of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Not everybody will speak in his favor. So as it is for Wasiu Ayinde, whose certificate, NYSC discharge certificate, is being held on to just because she criticized the president as a bona fide citizen, as it is for her, so it is for Comfort Emmerson, the Ibom Air girl that is now languishing in Kirikiri prison among die-hard criminals. She is there now. As it is for K1 the ultimate, because he is the friend of the president, so it is for Adams Oshiomole, because he is a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Look at the inequality. Look at the lack of rule of law. So if you are the type that don't have anybody, if you are the type that your father is not rich, your mother is not rich, and you are supporting bad governance, you are the cheerleader, you are saying, yes, crucify Comfort, yes, she must die, yes, she must be this, she must be that. Don't forget that one day it will come to your turn, because how I started this video is, if you are a Nigerian, come forward and tell me that you have not acted irrationally before. That since the day you are born, you have not done something that at the end of the day you think, how did I even do this thing? Oh my, they crazy. This thing no reach fight now. Why I can't fight like this? Why this thing can't be like this? I for don't wait, make that man go in front of me. See now, we just abuse ourselves for traffic. How they behave like this? If you have ever been in that particular category before, definitely beware of how you crucify Comfort Emmerson. I just hope that that she can be released, and the Nigerian government will look into the case, and that no-fly whatever lifetime ban should be erased. It's been an interesting time with you, sincerely. Thanks for spending time with me, and if you are yet to subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past video. See you in my next video. I love you all sincerely.